Well, hello everyone. It is now May. We are very close to the opening of Epic Universe. And as predicted, we have had absolutely zero Halloween Horror Nights Orlando announcements thanks to that brand new theme park that's opening. But our friends over at Horror Night Nightmares have decided to grace us with Speculation Map 2.0. So I'm here today to discuss the new map, the new merch that we saw released yesterday, and talk about what we can expect this summer. So let's chat. So yes, unfortunately, my last video I said I suspected we would not be seeing an announcement before Epic Universe opened if we didn't have something happen that week. And guess what? Nothing happened that week. So here we are, less than a week from Epic Universe opening, and it has been very quiet in the Halloween Horror Nights Orlando Rumors world until late last night when Horror Night Nightmares decided to grace us with Speculation Map 2.0. So we have some new rumors to discuss, plus we did have a preview merch drop at the 5 and Dime yesterday for Halloween Horror Night. It was polarizing, to say the least, throughout the community, so we'll talk about that. And then let's talk about what we can expect this summer once Epic Universe opens. So if this is the first video you're ever seeing of mine, hi, I am Liz. I am a diehard Halloween Horror Nights fan. I have been attending since 2001, with only a couple years missed. So this will be my 22nd year attending Halloween Horror Nights Orlando. It's my favorite event of the year. So here on my channel, I talk about all the news, rumors, speculation, announcements, and then come the fall, I vlog in the fog. So if you love Halloween Horror Nights Orlando, or just spooky content in general, make sure to subscribe. And for all of my lovely viewers who watch every single one of these chatty videos or Horror Nights vlogs, or you send me messages that you're watching old playlists to get into the spooky season spirit, thank you for sticking around. Thank you for watching. Let's discuss some rumors. So this little beauty is Speculation Map 2.0. Now we had a little Easter map that they put out, but this is the official 2.0 map for Horror Nights 34, aka Halloween Horror Nights 2025, because we're not doing numbers anymore in Orlando apparently. But I'm gonna quickly go through the map. A lot of this we've seen before. There's been a few tweaks, some things gone, there's some things added, and I think there's at least one red herring on this map. So starting at the bottom left corner, as I always do, we have what we believe to be the wrestling ring with a coffin in it, and now it has a little TV logo on it, which is a new feature for their map. So instead of just having IP, they're designating whether or not it's TV or film. So this first one, we have SS23A. We believe this to be the wrestling house. Could be the Wyatt Six, could be wrestling in general. A lot of you guys left me some great comments about wrestling and how it would fit at Horror Nights in my last video. I'm sure there's YouTube videos out there that go through all the lore that can kind of give you a background on the stories of how this would fit for Horror Nights, but I do think this one's going to be a tougher one to study for if it is in fact coming. And it's been circulating for a while now, so I kind of feel like this one might be legit. Next up, we have a new addition to the map. We have what looks to be some Spanish columns with some sort of tile work and a painter's brush. This is for SS22. This has no icon on it, so it's an original. This one's an interesting one. It's kind of out of left field. There's been some rumors circulating about something to do with an artist and an original house that's dealing with an artist. There's been some rumbles that might be an icon. I have no idea about that. Spanish columns, very specific. Not quite sure what to make of that one yet. I would be very curious to hear what your theories are in the comments, so let me know about that one. Next up, we have the security camera, SS23B. It has the film canister on it, so it is a film. I am sticking with Five Nights at Freddy's for this one. I don't think there's anything new to discuss there. This one continues to be on the rumors map. It continues to be in the rumors mill. I think we're going to see Five Nights at Freddy's at Halloween Horror Nights 2025. So this one I feel is getting closer and closer to being a lock. I'm sticking with Five Nights at Freddy's. Then we have the one that's always been complicated to talk about in SS24. It's an original. It's got the wings, it's got the sides, and now instead of a cityscape, we have a tree in the middle. So before it had like skyscrapers, now we have a tree. Based on the rumors that this house has something to do with a graveyard or graves, and paired with the preview merch that we just got with vines and trees, and it had that kind of graveyard feel, I'm wondering if this is the house that's going to tie in with the overall theme of the event, or at least the overall theme of the merch, because there's usually something that they pull from. Now that they've added the tree here and we've seen a little bit of a teaser of the vibe from the Never Go Alone shirt, more on that later, I think that could be tied into this. So I'm thinking this is going to be something graveyard, spirits, spooky, maybe a throwback to Nettlewood Cemetery. That would be amazing. My original thought was a sequel to Graveyard Games. I don't think that's the vibe. I think it's more likely to be something more like Nettlewood. So fingers crossed, because Nettlewood was one of my favorite scare zones of all time. And that's of course Graveyard Deadly Unrest, but Nettlewood was the specific name of the cemetery. So fingers crossed for that one. Next up, we have the same icon that's been there for a while. It has the film canisters. It's in SS25. I truly believe this is going to be Terrifier. I think Terrifier is locked in. I think it's happening. SS25 has the ability to be a large house. Not that they will necessarily make it a large house, but I think the soundstage is where Terrifier should be. And just saying, I'm pretty sure SS25 is poinsettia, which in my brain has always kind of connected as a possibility for Terrifier, because the latest movie was set at Christmas. So if it's gonna be a mashup of the Terrifier films, poinsettia could be the one that actually matches, and then the rest were just filled in as flowers. Poinsettia is a very specific flower to choose. I think that one is Terrifier. I think that one's on a lock. I will be shocked if we do not see a Terrifier at Horror Nights 34. And then we move to the Fast and Furious queue, where we have a new icon, and it is a campfire. It's a film. I believe this ties into a little rumor that I talked about last video, which is Friday the 13th or Jason. I believe we are going to see Jason this fall. The rumor has been circulating all season. It's gaining traction, and now here it is on their map. There's hints in the Hollywood facade that look like Jason is going to be there, and I believe it's going to be a dual coast property and that we are going to see Jason. Curious use of the Fast and Furious queue for it, but the last time we had a standalone Jason house, it was in the Jaws queue. That's how long it's been since we've had a standalone Jason house. It was in the Jaws queue, and it worked really well in that space. So if it worked in the Jaws queue, I absolutely think it can work in the Fast and Furious queue. And in this case, I'm happy to see Jason return. It's been too long, as we already discussed. It's been a decade since either Jason or Freddy have appeared at Halloween Horror Nights. We have a ton of new fans that have joined since then, and I'm sure a lot of people will be excited to see him there now. I just hope my boy Freddy comes back next year, because it's been too long for him too. So next up, we move to the tents, and we still have this icon. Things are changing, but now there's a little graphic on that notebook. I don't think we're having a Christmas house, unfortunately. So notably, something that's missing from this map that we had last time, and the time before that, is the Viking ship. And now we have these little symbols on this book. I think what we thought was going to be Vikings is actually going to be this house, and it's going to be a snowy, wintry Vikings mythology house of some variety. So because they've kind of combined the icons, what I'm thinking is we had a little bit of a red herring, where likely the rumors that it was going to be some sort of like cold, snowy house, and people jumped to thinking it was going to be a Christmas house. And we also had rumors there's going to be a Vikings house, and people weren't realizing that these two were one in the same, and it seems like maybe Horror Night Nightmares have pieced it together that this is actually one house. That's my theory. I'm thinking that this tent over here, no longer Christmas, unfortunately. I still want my Christmas house, but I do think this is still going to be Vikings, Norse mythology house, and I'm curious to see what they do with it. Next up, we have the thumbs up. It's been there, it's sticking around, it has a TV on it. I'm pretty sure it's Fallout. Whether or not this is the actual location, I'm not quite sure, but once again, that's 3 maps in a row that Fallout has been there. The rumors seem solid for it. I think we are going to see Fallout at Halloween Horror Nights 34. I think that one is also a lock at this point. Sometimes with rumors, you can tell how valid they are based on how long they last. And something like Scream came into the scene, it was real serious for about 2 weeks and then it went silent. And to me, that's usually a sign that a rumor has been debunked. But these other ones, they've been sticking around. In a case of a rumor that keeps changing, we have yet a different icon in this tent 2 spot. I think every map we've had something different. Now we've got a toy bin. So we had a robot, and then we had the radio tower, which I was actually really excited for. And now we have a toy bin. So whatever that crazy, scary Ohio rumor that was out last time, I don't know where that rumor came from. I'm kind of sad about it because I was really excited for a Cary, Ohio house, and I thought the idea of the radio station seemed like a really cool one. So I am sad that that rumor seems to have gone back into the fog. But now we have a toy bin, and this leaves a lot of interpretation. This could easily be a Dollhouse of the Damned sequel, requel, prequel, who knows, some combo of that. Or it could be something entirely different, obviously cursed toys. There's a lot of room for creativity there. So I have no idea about this one. Again, leave me a comment down below if you have a theory or something you would love to see. Whenever I think of toy houses, I always go back to the Chucky house from 2000, what year was that? 2009. I thought it was 2009, but I doubted myself because 2007 and 2009, those 2 years, get a little jumbled in my brain as far as Halloween Horror Nights go because they were both IP heavy years. The Chucky house from 2009 was, I think, peak Dollhouse toy original. I mean, it was an IP, but it was also an original. They just kind of took Chucky and made their own toy house. So I would love to see something like that again. Dollhouse of the Damned was a really good house. Not my favorite of all time, but a really good house. And I'm sure a lot of you would like to experience something like that. So it's an original. I'll be happy to see whatever it is. And then finally, we have another original. This icon has not changed. I am fully believing this is Hatchet and Chains at this point. What else could this clue mean? What else could it be? If we're getting a Western demon house, it has to be Hatchet and Chains. I'm sticking to it and I am excited for it because, as I've said before, that was my favorite of the Slaughter Cinema 2 rooms. You know, of the more serious ones. There's comedy ones in there that I love too, but I loved the idea of Hatchet and Chains, so I'm excited to see it expanded into a full house. So that's what we have for houses, but this map also has scare zones. So let's chat about these scare zone, very early scare zone rumors. So this map has 4 scare zones. Now, will we have a 5th? Most likely, right? We're going to have some sort of entrance zone. And my guess is they're not even bothering to put it on the map because the last 2 years it's been a questionable debate on whether or not that front zone actually counted as a scare zone. But I still think we're gonna have 5 scare zones. I still think there's going to be an entrance zone, tie everything together, and I just don't know what that's going to be. But maybe something along the lines of the Never Go Alone shirt. We'll talk about that still. But let's go through what they have on the map. Starting with, we'll go to New York. We've got a biohazard symbol, and I don't actually know what the other symbol is supposed to be. But when I see biohazard, to me that says like a mutant zone. Some sort of toxic waste mutant zone, which they've done in the past, usually pretty effective. We've had post-apocalyptic zones in New York before. I don't know what else to theorize for that one. It is very early for scare zones, so to have even symbols on here in May for scare zones is impressive. In San Fran, we have a film icon, and we have the little leg. Unfortunately, I think that's hinting at another Blumhouse zone, but even more specifically, based on rumors, I think this might be a Megan scare zone. I have feelings. I have strong feelings because we already had a Megan pop-up dance experience 2 years ago. We had Blumhouse, the scare zone, in that same spot last year with a Megan meet and greet. Now granted, she was very popular. But then also this summer we're having some sort of Megan meet and greet, which I assume is tying in with the movie release. So do we really need a whole Megan scare zone? Do we? Powers that be, do we? And my guess to that answer is the general public say absolutely yes we do. So I guess we'll see. This zone is always one that I spend the least amount of time in anyway because it's usually packed with people, so whatever. If you're gonna have a Megan scare zone, put it in San Fran and I'll just zip through it, and hope you have a lot of security officers because every time they've had Megans, they've had to post up security because people can't just be normal and let the Megans be scare actors. They've got to be creepy with them. So good luck to all the Megan scare actors. I hope people can be normal humans this year. In Central Park, we have some sort of cat wolf hybrid. It's like half cat, half wolf. I don't know what to think of that. Obviously I know werewolves, I know cats. What? How do we have both? I don't know. I don't have any idea what to think of that. A werewolf zone would be great. It would be really fun. It would be perfect for Central Park, but a cat? Like, I don't know. Leave me suggestions down below. I'm at a loss. And then finally we have Hollywood. We have what looks to be like a Mardi Gras mask, like a Mardi Gras jester mask. But I've been hearing rumors that there are vampires in this scare zone. So I feel like this might be a little bit of a red herring from Horror Night Nightmares, that they're trying to make you think it's going to be Mardi Gras murders or something tied in with Slaughter Cinema. But everything that I'm hearing says vampires for Hollywood, and I have no idea what setting it's going to be, but I'm hearing vamps. Personally, especially after Dead Coconut last year, I cannot get enough of vamps, so I will take whatever vamp scare zone they want to give me. So that's your scare zone so far. Now the other key piece of information here is there is no show in the lagoon again. The lagoon show is gone. I thought for sure we'd be getting a lagoon show, and we frankly need a lagoon show because this park is going to be packed with people. We have the same amount of houses, still 10 houses. We thought there might be more. Early rumors said more. Reality said 10. We have now one show, and we will not have Rip Ride Rockit. Rip Ride Rockit will be closed. So please tell me where we're gonna put all these crowds, where we're losing an entire roller coaster that held a whole bunch of people, and we only have one show. We need some more attractions to take people out of line for the houses, or you need more houses. We are getting to critical mass here. It is getting to the point it's going to be, I mean, it already is unmanageable, let's be real, but it's getting to the point where something's going to have to change for 35. And I'm hoping they decided to save the extra house for a big anniversary year. That could be the big thing, like it's an anniversary year where you added more houses, like woohoo, get excited, because we need something to get people off these streets. Okay, so that is the Speculation Map 2.0. Let me quickly talk about the merch that we saw yesterday. So here is the new display. We got 2 shirts, a hat, a shot glass, I think a cup in there, and they brought back. I had a quick debate in my mind of whether or not I hate Scream Squad or Never Go Alone more, but yes, I do hate Never Go Alone more. Because as someone who likes to go to Halloween Horror Nights alone, I don't like Halloween Horror Nights telling me how to live my life. But also I think Halloween Horror Nights is really fun to go to alone, so don't judge me, Horror Nights. But other than the fact that the slogan is just not a good one, and one that they're desperately trying to make stick because this is like the 4th year they've used it, they keep putting it on merch, they keep putting it on the website. They're really trying to make fetch happen, and I just don't think it's gaining the traction that they think it is. I don't think anyone in the general public is associating Halloween Horror Nights with Never Go Alone, and I can tell you for a fact that the fans hate it. Scream Squad, we finally kind of pushed that out. Powers that be, anyone listening, please, merchandising, let it go. It doesn't work. Let it go. But they came out with another shirt. It's very hard for them and they can't really win as far as design, because last year they brought out the neon orange crazy Never Go Alone shirt, and that was very polarizing. People hated it. And now this year they came out with a plain black shirt with like a little bit of vines on it and a crow, and everyone's hating on that too. So I do understand that the fans are picky, but for me, this is going to be a pass. I do really like the logo that's on the front, which is this. This looks to be, at least for now, our Halloween Horror Nights 2025 logo. And I don't mind that. I like the vines on that. I think if it's actually tying into the theme of the event, then it is giving us a little taste of what's to come. I don't know for a fact that it is, because last year we got this kind of stuff in the preview merch, and this did not tie in to the theme of the event whatsoever. So aside from like one scene in Slaughter Cinema, this did not match the vibe of our event. So this could just be preview merch. We will see with time. So let me know what you thought of it. I will be passing on this one. All right, guys, well, that is going to wrap things up for today. Epic Universe opens next week. So I am expecting us to start getting announcements in June once the dust settles. I'm hoping we have a crazy summer full of announcements and you just see me here every single week talking to you about everything. Until then, I'm going to sign off. So stay safe and stay spooky. Bye.